Hi, welcome back to Crochet Creations in episode number 53. I'm Christy. Welcome to the channel. You can find me on Facebook. My links are all down below. I don't do Instagram much. I usually just pop up hey, I got a new video, and that's about it. Grab a cup and join me. Today's video is a wrap up of a lot of the things that I have finished for the month of April. So I would like to get started because it may end up being a long video. Today's coffee is a apple. I don't taste the apple in this one. It's called Candy Apple, and a friend of mine sent it to me. Really good coffee. I like to try out different flavors of coffees and such, and you know that. Okay, so we're going to start out with whips. What's been on the hooks in the last couple days usually gets a mention. If it's in a bag and it hasn't had any work on it lately, or any love, as we say, then I usually don't bring it on the show because there's not a lot of progress on it. But other than that, I usually bring it on. So my whips, most of the tutorials or links to patterns that I'm using will be down in the description box. If I cannot put it in because it's in a book, then I usually show you that book and the pages and kind of just let you know. Last month I was working on a banana split blanket, and I thought I would try a new pattern out. And this one is a tutorial on a crochet channel. I'm going to be linking it below. And she basically goes ahead and does this yoke and then changes her patterns based on this yoke. So I am now to the end of the yoke and starting one of her patterns. And the one that I'm doing is called the 2-color cardigan, and I'm using the Ice Cream, Lion Brand Ice Cream 3 medium, and this colorway is mint. So I thought that would go great with the banana split blanket. So that's why I decided to try it. I'm using an H hook just like the pattern calls for. So that's a little bit of progress on that. As if you watch the lives, you will see that I have been posting this several times. I have put this up. I usually just do a round or two on knit nights, and I am using this yarn, which Premier Bloom in a 3 light, comes in a huge skein. This is beautiful, just the softest yarn you've ever felt, as far as this kind, easily accessible. You can get it on Hirschner's. The color of this one is Baby's Breath, and you get a huge amount of yardage, 656 yards. And now this is 100% acrylic. And to me, this doesn't feel like 100% acrylic. Usually they're a little stiffer and you need to wash them several times. But I just thought this is the softest. So I'm using it to do the Which Way Filet by Fiber Spider. It'll be linked below. And the pattern is, of course, going to be designated, I guess, by the yarn itself. I am not going to change anything. I'm just going to do that the way that it is. And the hook I am using on this one is, like I said, somewhere on the pattern. It's the H hook. It's right here in the middle. On the back, I have a letter that I stick on all the projects. And if I have a CRS any given day and don't put it on, then what happens is, no, I can't remember what hook it was. And then, third on my whip list is a sweater. I am doing it out of this Hirschner's had this book on their website. It was baby cardigans. It has 9 knitted baby cardigans in it, and I'm doing the eyelet one, the eyelet lace one, and that is in the baby rainbow from Loops and Threads. This one I got at Michael's, and talk about soft. Oh my goodness, this comes in a great big huge skein too. This is a 4 medium, but again, I like to say that's a little bit lighter of a 4 medium. 503 yards in this. You could get a whole outfit out of this, I'm sure. Maybe not. And this one is called Light Aqua. It's mint green also to me. My eye says it is. Hand wash, it says. Well, we will see. We will see. And I think it's going to pill. In my opinion, I think it's going to pill. What does it say it's made out of? 100% polyester. A lot of times I have used polyesters, and yes, they do tend to pill. I have just done 2 rows since I started the body and put the sleeves on waste yarn. So this is the eyelet lace, so it has a lot of lace, and it's going to have lace in the body. I'm getting there. I am using a 5mm set of crochet or knit needles on this one. So that's getting there. Hasn't had a lot of love. If you would think that I was not working on them very often, but truth be told, I have been working on a lot of baby stuff, and some of that you will see on the No Filter Fibercast with Stephanie, because I have committed to be making some things with her on that show and not showing them on my regular podcast. So that's a good reason why those things are not shown today. So that's my whips. I'd like to go on to the things that I have been doing with the live show. We had, we had a sock make along on the live show, and if you watched it, then you know that I did some socks in April. This is a pair. I will be linking the pattern from Crochet below, and I did it in that's the regular pattern, but I also did it and did a shorty pair, and this yarn is Regia Baby Smiles. It's a 1 fine sock yarn, and then this one is done in the wool-like, which actually is not wool. It is a 1 fine And this one is 85% acrylic and nylon, so it's perfect for socks for the baby, and it is so soft. And these skeins are huge. They have 678 yards on them. So we did that. That make along was fun. And then we're doing a new make along, just started today. And I made a bunch of hats. This hat pattern is adapted from the Bag O' Day Clouche hat pattern. So this is a 0 to 3 month size. I did this one in a very small hook. Well, I did it in H hook, but I didn't do as many rows. I stopped increasing at row 4 and didn't do row 5, and then continued on with the pattern. And then I made a white one, and this one was in the H hook, and that one's an acrylic loops and threads yarn with a little bit of, I love this yarn as a accent color. I added some buttons on that one. And then I did one in I love this yarn in the spunky colorway with the orange. So these are all done in that pattern, but with a smaller hook. And you can play with that and come up with a size that you are happy with. What else did I make this month? Well, we also had a make along on the live that had a sweater from Hookin' is a Lifestyle, and that one I did in a velvet yarn. And you know, I'm not a velvet yarn lover, but it did come out really nice, and it's really soft. And I finished it up with some Lulu by Hobby Lobby. That's a Yarn Bee Lulu, and it gives you some nice halo on there. Yeah, it's just so soft. And I did the hooded version, and I put a little patch on there. I hand sewed the patch on so that it doesn't come off if you use the iron way. So that was a lot of fun to do those make-alongs with everybody, and I have been doing quite a few of those on the live. And you know, that's Sunday mornings, and you know, sometimes you can join us and you'd like to do one of the make-alongs, or sometimes you just want to watch and see what's going on and what everybody's talking about. I am enjoying the lives a lot. Another make-along that is happening this year, it's a yearly make-along. And again, I will post the free pattern below. But it is to make these pineapple squares, one per month, post them in my Facebook group, and at the end of the year, we will have like an heirloom blanket that we can all share with each other, give as a gift. And that's my plan. So I have my 4 months done, January through April. So that is a real good challenge for myself too. If you've been following along with my channel, you will know that I also run a yearly make-along on Facebook called Hats, Hats, and More Hats. So what I've been doing is I have been spotlighting yarns, making a knit, making a crochet hat each month. This I started in October last year, but I have been doing this this is our second year of doing this. So this month I came up with a bunch of colors of Basic Stitch by Lion Brand, a 4 medium, and this is very versatile yarn, and it is very soft. It's really easy to use. It doesn't split a lot. I mean, I don't think it splits at all. But with a knitting needle and Chai-Gu, sometimes you do split, especially if you're a beginner, because they're very pointy. So what I did was I made 2 hats, one in crochet, one in knit, using these 3 colors. So I have a lot left over now because my 2 hats are done. This is my crochet version. I used a Bag O' Day tutorial on this, and that Bag O' Day number is 536, the coffee beanie. I absolutely love using this pattern. I use this pattern a lot, and I call it a snow, a snow hat, something you can wear skiing or something like that. It keeps you very warm. Now, I normally do it the exact same way that she says to do it until she gets to the end. And then what I do is I don't gather the end that she gathers. I do, as she's doing the pattern, she'll say, okay, now we're going to gather the end. What I do is I do my brim on the end that she's on. I gather the other end, the end that you originally chained 60. That's the end that I gather. That way it is not as tight of a fit. Your stitches at the top will, the chain will be gathered rather than around your head, and it won't be as tight down here. But this one, I used the cream color for the body, and then I used the South Wind for the brim, and then I finished it off with a crab stitch. I added a pom-pom. This is the snap-on kind, so you can take them off when you wash them. And I really, really love the way that this yarn feels, and it gives a nice thick feel to it, even though it's not a thick yarn. It's just a 4 medium. So that is my hat for the month of April, and I went ahead and added a wooden heart button on this one. These hats you will find in my Etsy store if you decide that you would like it. And then I did the knit hat. Now the knit hat is a Smells Like yarn, and that is Ross, but I used the starting grid pattern. I did not use his regular vanilla pattern. So as you can see, I used the South Wind to do the brim with, and then I went ahead and I used the Steel Blue for the top, and the top comes out to a very beautiful gather. Nice, beautiful hat. This does appear to be a large, and it will fit a man, a man's head. So those are my hats for the month of April. I hope you are all having fun joining me for this journey on my hats. I love to make them. If you make a hat every single month, you will also be entered into a grand prize, and in that grand prize is an L Gray tote bag. I have a picture of it posted in the post. So go ahead and hit the announcements tab when you go over to the Facebook page, and you will find all of those make-alongs going on. So basically, I'm going to fill that bag with things to make a hat with. So not only are you going to get an Al Gray bag for the bonus, now I'm telling you that, there's a bonus and due every month, and people are saying, but I missed a month. Well, I can't go back and change those rules. I have to stick to it. So that's just the way it is. I did finish a lovey or two this month. This was the Bunny Lovey. I used that velvety type Soho yarn from Hirschner's to do that with a little bit of a picot edging. And these are beautiful little gifts you can make with a full-size animal. Just use the tutorial. I will pop that below too. It is a link to the Lovey from Zelda NRJ. And she does real quick how you do this type of tutorial. And what you do is you crochet around a hair tie and then just pop it on. Rose from Rose Likes Crochet is the one that has been making tons of these, and I think it is a great idea to add to a layette. You can use your scraps up or whatever, but I usually do a full toy, and I will add all my details that I do on the No Filter with Stephanie next show that I talk about that. All right, so now I need to remind you about 3 more make-alongs that are going on that I have to do with. Over on the Crafty Nomad channel, I do a live with her, Kim, and it is called Hook and Stitch Live. On that, we have a Crafty Shenanigans make-along going on, and it is for the second quarter of the year. And you can do any craft that you want as long as it's made in the time frame. And then you post it on my Facebook page. In the announcements tab, there's a post for that. There's random drawings for that. And there will be grand prizes for that one too. The second make-along that I do is a collaboration with Christy Cook from Tea Doddles. And that is the Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge. She has the second quarter of the month of the year, and it is the summer challenge. So you want to put in something that you made from scraps that has a summer theme, or from one ball, your favorite yarns, or something you don't know what to do with. I did put a couple of, suggestions up on the page. Happy Scrappy has its own Facebook page. And then I am doing a baby cuddle along with Stephanie from Stephanie's Yarn Escape. All of the places and all of the patterns that I talk about will be below. The cuddle along runs until the end of July. It coincides with the No Filter Fibercast show. And we're doing a whole layette or we're doing 4 items that go together. Or if you don't want them to go together, that's fine. But we are looking for you to finish 1 item in each month of the 4 months: April, May, June, and July. Excuse me. This make-along is running on both of our channels. We both have a post in our Facebook group. And you can put your makes in both of those posts on each Facebook group, because we have separate drawings going from each of those posts. I did one already, and Stephanie's getting ready to do one any day now. We were going to do it last Tuesday, and we didn't get some shipments in that we wanted to share with you. So we held off our podcast, but we will be doing it on Tuesday night. Come heck or high water. Come hell or high water. Yeah. All right. The last item that's been over here on Miss Claire is this gorgeous gathering cape. Now, I got this pattern out of my Outlander knit book that I ordered off Amazon. And this one was the gathering cape. And the color of the yarn that she used made it look like it was like that almost like a roving, or had poofs in it. And I wanted to have that look, but I also had got some yarn from someone. So I made it out of Premier Serenity bulky 5. And it is done. I finished it a couple weeks ago. I have shown it on some of the shows. But oh my gosh, look at this. This is the seed stitch. Then you have your stockinette section and then more seed stitch. And I used a toggle. And it doesn't look great with my Justify t-shirt, but it is just gorgeous. And it came out in such beautiful stripes. And I only used a little more than 2 skeins of that bulky 5. So I'm glad to share that with everybody. What else? Do I have anything else to talk about? I guess not. I guess I've pretty much covered everything that I worked on lately. All right, so now I'm going to let you know the new post for the hats, and more hats is up. I just put it up, and the new yarn for that, for this month, the spotlighted yarn, is going to be Premier Everyday. Not anti-pilling for medium, and it's going to be in this colorway. We had a vote on the live, and this colorway is called Antique Lavender. So I will be making a knit hat and a crochet hat out of this, and I will be looking for your posts for May to be entered into that. Don't forget to post, because I do turn the comments off on that on the first of the month, so that way I don't have a lot of people trying to post and confuse me whether they had it in on time or not. All right, and then one other thing that I did want to share today was my Smile Mail from Toad Hollow. I showed it on the live, but it was so beautiful that I needed to show it again on this show. So they wrap it all up in this beautiful box that says Happy Mail, and it says it is from Goodies from the Hollow. And look at that beautiful print box that it comes in. This is the mystery club. I don't know if it's always the sock yarn or not, but I just had to join it at least this time. Now this time they had, I'm not going to read it again. I read it on my live, and if you want to hear everything that this letter says, I did read it on my live. You can pop over and check it out. But the Secret Garden is their theme for this month of April, and you get a beautiful hank of the Secret Garden, and this is on their sock toad, and then you get 2 hanks of minis, and they are 10 grams each, and the sock toad is superwash merino 80% and 20% nylon. It is 100 gram 400 yard skein, and that is the Secret Garden colorway. But I had to show you because look at the greens and the oranges, and look at that purple. Now, a lot of times I don't do a lot of questions on my regular podcast, but I would like to know what you think I should make with this gorgeous hank of yarn. And, you know, like, it is a sock yarn, so we're talking, you know, very thin, but gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. So soft, so beautiful. I will also link their links below. If you don't watch them, I'll link their website for their yarn and their channel, because I watched the crafty toads, or the Toad Hollow is what I call it. Helen and Mary Beth. So thanks all for joining me. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for all the support. You always are right there with the comments. I read every single one. If you're not subscribed, please do so, because we'll be having giveaways coming up based on how many subscribers. I always do it as a hidden giveaway. So you be sure to watch the whole entire videos. And addictions videos are always enabling, and we do have a bracket game going on in the addictions video. So look for a new addictions coming up in a couple days. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day I will tape one. So thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.